this thing on? I've been surfing the internet for years. I'm just trying to get back to shore. Oh my god, is that the Halfpint channel? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Papa Pint is now back with the milk, the cigarettes, and a brand new video game. Picture this for a second. No, not the Papa Pint thing. Picture this for a second. Take a New York Times best-selling author that decides to take his best-selling series of all time and adapt into a video game. And no, I'm not talking about The Witcher. Enter Michael Scott Earl, the author of Tamer, King of Dinosaurs. Half of you right about now are going, oh shit, Tamer? Wait, really? The other half of you are going, what the is Tamer, dude? Let me break it down for you, Mark. Enter Victor, a man that works for the zoo to go out and catch animals, and all of a sudden gets abducted by aliens one day and dropped off to a planet known as Dinosaur Land, basically. At this point, he has one power: to tame dinosaurs, because he is surrounded by an onslaught of dinosaurs, and his only way of survival is recruiting hot babes to his side. You gotta see where this is going. So, that's kind of the whole gist of it. And it went on long enough for 9 books, and it evolves over time. But I'm getting ahead of myself here, okay? Let's focus on the task at hand, alright? So, what's going on with the series? Is it being turned into a video game like I was alluding to? Well, actually, we don't have to picture it for very long. It's already reality. In fact, you can go ahead and go to their Patreon right now, which I'll leave a link down below for convenience factors, right next to the like button. But they have all these different tiers where you can see early behind-the-scenes stuff happening with the game, early development, get access to Discord server, get different roles for it, get access to future play testing. I think one of the tiers just straight up buys you the game when it comes out. So, it's already a game, right? Like, at this point, right? Enter me. Whether you're new to my channel or you're an old veteran, much respect, homies. To all my usual suspects, good to see you once again. I've been going. It's been a hot minute since my last upload. And aside from other YouTubers that do the typical, it's been a while since my last upload, your boy has the receipts for why he's been gone for so long. I decided to take a hiatus from YouTube for quite some time to pursue a career in game design. Yeah, some of you already see where this is going. So I went in for game design, had a great time, met some amazing colleagues I still talk to this day. And before I could even graduate with my associates at the time, I got reached out to by an old colleague with a fierce opportunity. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Your boy is now a certified full-time video game developer working on the project Tamer, King of Dinosaurs. So what do I do specifically? Well, when it comes to this project, I kind of wear a lot of different hats. I will sometimes help out with documentation, I gather references for the level design, but my official role is known as an executive assistant, which is a really fancy way of saying I am the director's assistant, which is another way of just saying I'm the director's bitch. But I love it! I was thinking about you guys and the foresight. But not as much as Michael Scott has been thinking about his books, because quite frankly, the fact that he was able to turn one of his books into a video game and it's already becoming a reality, that takes balls. But don't take my word for it, hear it directly from the mouth of the man himself. What's your name and what are you known for?
Hey, my name is Michael Scott Earl. I am the writer, New York Times bestselling author. I think at this time I've published 70-something books. I wanted books with a lot of action, violence, and sex in them. And again, there just wasn't anything out there. So, that's kind of part of the reason I wrote my Space Knight series, is I love Warhammer 40K, but there's never any romance at all in it. It's just kill everyone that's not human, right? So maybe I'm a romantic guy or something, but like, I just want books where there's some sort of love interest going on, or it just seems kind of pointless to read.
How did he come across Tamer, King of Dinosaurs?
When I used to work as a sales consultant, and I was on a plane all the time, and I spent a couple years riding Destroyer when I was on a plane and on hotel rooms when I was traveling for work, and had a bunch of people read the first book, and everyone really loved it. The second, third, and fourth books in the series, and I finally, I just ended up publishing them with my publishing company because I couldn't find a publisher that I thought would want it. I did it the way I want it, and the books came out and did really good. I was pretty successful, and I wrote a bunch of other series that weren't quite as successful. And then I ended up writing Star Justice, which is a story about a were-tiger space marine on a spaceship filled with beautiful women. That series ended up doing amazing, really well. I wrote Space Knight after that, also did really, really well. And then Tamer I wrote after that, and that just blew up. I think at one point in time when I was on Amazon, it was coming out as number 12 best-selling book in the entire store. So all of the series are really focused more on male protagonists. I do have a lot of female fans that love my books, but I'd say if you're a guy that likes reading books about a hero that saves the world and has sex with a lot of beautiful women, then you're gonna like my books. Yeah, I'm not trying to write books for everyone. I'm not trying to write books for kids. I'm not trying to write books for women. Again, not that women don't like my books, but I'm focused on a male audience that likes these kind of pulp fiction, pulp fantasy books.
So obviously at this point, you're kind of asking yourself, what is it we're even working on? Like, you know, what is Tamer, King of Dinosaurs?
Sure, yeah. So Tamer is my best-selling series, hands down. Everyone seems to love it. It's about a dog catcher from Los Angeles that gets abducted by aliens and put on a savage dinosaur world with a whole bunch of other alien men and women from different planets with different cultures. And each character has a unique superpower that is, you know, that they got from their planet, right? So it's kind of like a bridge between sci-fi, fantasy, and like the superhero genre. So it's kind of like got an everyman type of setup, because the protagonist Victor, he's just an everyman type guy, just struggling kind of in our world, not really realizing his full potential. But once he gets to the alien world, he's got to use his he's got to be clever. He's got to build a fort. He realizes that the Homo sapiens are humans. Our ability is to tame animals. Like, that's a special kind of thing that we've got. So he can tame dinosaurs. But he can't go out and just tame a Tyrannosaurus Rex right off the bat. He's got to tame like the little herbivores and stuff, and he's slowly leveling up. So the first couple dinosaurs he tames, he uses as just mounts to get around or to help him build the fort. As he's introduced to the world, there's 4 beautiful alien women that he has to protect kind of right off the bat. They have different personalities, and they're not able to, everyone is not able to do the things that he can do, so he's got to work as a team and help get them motivated and talk through, you know, different kind of strategies with them to get the team to kind of work. So a lot of people just find it really easy to self-insert as the character. I have a really good time reading the books. So I try to write books where the protagonist doesn't do dumb shit, because that's always really frustrating to me when I'm reading a story and I'm watching a story. You know, I try to make it so that the hero of the story is always making the best decision he can possibly make, given the information that he has. And I think my readers really appreciate that.
And then the age-old question of what inspired you to write Tamer, King of Dinosaurs?
So I get this question a lot, and people made the comparison with Tamer and Ark Survival. And I was writing a series, Lion's Quest, and I started playing Ark Survival with some friends, and he's like, "Oh, we've got this game we're playing called Ark Survival," and I'm like, "Nah, we're busy. We got these other games we're playing." And he said, "But like, you get to tame dinosaurs and ride them and build forts," and I was like, "Hold on." Like record scratch, like tame dinosaurs and ride them and build forts. You know, I think eventually the game got a little stale, because it just there was no mystery to it anymore. Like, you end up looking at the wikis, and I could tame this kind of dinosaur by doing this, that, the other thing. You know,
it gets kind of stale after a while.
Yeah. But like, there's no story. Like, there's no why are we here. There's no romance. There's no hot NPC characters. There's like that. It's just, you're just riding dinosaurs and building forts, which is cool. And then I was like, I'm gonna write a story where there's a story, and there's dinosaurs and fort building and riding dinosaurs, but like, there's gonna be hot alien babes on it. And my other author friend that I was working with, he's like, no one's gonna buy that story. So I go on Amazon and I start looking through dinosaur books, and what I found was there were a ton of dinosaur books out that were just completely and totally destroyed in the reviews. And every review was like, I love dinosaurs. I wish there were more dinosaur books, but this book is terrible. There was like dozens of them. This is not that good dinosaur book. This book is terrible. And I was like, well, maybe there is a demand for dinosaurs, but no one's really doing it right. But yeah, so that was kind of why I wanted to write the book, because I thought, and then it came out, it did really good. People loved it. I love riding dinosaurs and building forts. But Tamer's it's a lot different than Ark, because the main focus is about protecting the women. As I get older, I really enjoy just playing a game that has an end, a beginning and an end. People spend 40, 50,000 hours playing Ark, even more, right? Like, people just playing. It's like, but I think there's something to be said for a game where it's like, I can start the game, get to the story, finish the game. It's around 30 hours, but we're hoping it's going to be around 30 hours. But what I didn't like about Mass Effect was you could only pick one woman. You know, you could only romance one of the women, and I just thought that was kind of annoying to me, because so in Tamer, like, you can get all the women in the tribe think you're awesome, if you do the right things, and they'll all sleep with you. I think that's appealing to men. At least it's appealing to me.
Yeah, so if you actually read Tamer in the past, it has a lot of RPG elements integrated inside of it. Kind of like it was designed to almost be a D&D game in the first place, or kind of like a video game. Michael Scott talks about this further himself, but like in essence, it's like you took the concept sheet of turning a character into an RPG, but like an RPG light, and then you transformed that into these individual characters and then made a book out of it. Like, Tamer, literally as you read it, feels like you're getting into a video game universe. So why wouldn't you turn into a video game at that point?
When I was at Amazon, I would look at, they had this thing called author rankings. And I was always like one of the top 10 authors on Amazon. When Witcher 1 came out, the author that wrote The Witcher was like the best-selling author in Amazon for like 2 months. This TV show, Handmaid's Tales, came out. And that author, I forget her name, but she was the best-selling author in Amazon for months. And I was like, hey, it seems to me that maybe the video game market or the television market is just significantly larger than the book market, because all these people are being exposed to the video game or being exposed to a TV show, and the sales of that author's books are just skyrocketing. So I was like, okay, I really want to make a video game, because not just because my books translate there, but I think it's like I have a really good story that sells. And I think that can move in a direction of a video game and just increase the amount of eyeballs that see the books. I think there's a demand for video games of this kind of story, so I think they'll make money, and I think people that play the video game will want to read the books, and so they'll get my books too.
And hey, here's a fun fact for you. Turns out you can fund the vision of a game project and still support your developers at the same time.
We have a really good team at the company, Ride the Line Studios. It's an awesome team. Something that surprised me was how much PTSD people in the industry have. Like, working with these guys, like they're great men and women, like really talented developers, and they just come from studios that just really are fucking mean, man. And I'm like, hey, I just want to make a really great game. Everyone on the team has read the books or listened to audiobooks. We all kind of share the same vision of what game we want to make. I knew it was going to be a hard thing to do, making a game, because it's almost any video game being made is a miracle. There's so many moving pieces and parts to do it.
Now, to be fair, we did run into our own fair share of issues. What were they again? Even getting the initial pitch off the ground, for example, was came with some initial problems at first.
So I think the biggest challenge we've had is making cuts to the script. And at the time we finished the script, we've got 6 hours of script. So we need to cut the 6 hours down to 2 hours, because we can't afford 6 hours, right? Going through the whole script, trying to figure out where to cut. Do you know where we ended up? 7.5 hours of script.
Oh my god.
That's the wrong way. The wrong way. All of this stuff is so good. It's so much fun. And we're like, we got to cut other places, because the story is just, it's just great. Like, we can't cut these things. The game is going to be a little more of like a dating sim. So there's going to be options between the women, and the women are going to have quests to give Victor, or the player, where they have to go do stuff. So we had to add stuff there. So we ended up 7.5 hours of full cinematic, like the actors talking to each other, that we filmed with motion capture. The reception for the trailer and the demo has been amazing. Like, everyone loves the trailer, the demo. Then when you have sex with the women, it's kind of a separate module where you can control the pace and the positions and the stuff like that, right? So that's the game demo, is just that part of the game, the sex emulator. People love it. It's great. Like, they really dig it. But I think the main thing I want to focus on is we make a really fun to play game that has really good cinematic, like emotional stuff, so that people get into the story, and then it has the good sex scenes that you can do. Right? But I mean, we gotta have a really good game. But the game has got, even if we take the sex out, the game should be good and playable and enjoyable, and the guys and girls should want to play the game.
I think my favorite thing about a project like this coming to fruition is the fact that it comes from the mind of a person that has good intentions behind it and supports those good intentions too, right? It follows the definition of build it and they will come. He doesn't like the philosophy that a lot of AAA games have had recently, whether that's from the companies or the executives or whatever else. But like, let's make a game, let's support the developers working on that game so we can make the best project possible. And that's an idea I can get behind.
Like, everyone's really frustrated at AAA studios right now. they have the douchebags that own all these companies are just looking at how do we make the most money. I understand, at least I'd like to understand, that you aren't going to make a lot of money unless you make a really good game. So I want to make a really good game that the players are going to love playing. And if I do a really good job making a really good game that people love, the money will come.
So, speaking of support, how can you support the project?
So the best place is our Patreon. You just look up Ride the Line Studios on Patreon, and you can find our Patreon page. And yeah, you should want to join there. And once you've invested $40 in the Patreon, you get the game for free when it comes out. So it's kind of a win-win. Like you're gonna get the game. If you're gonna buy the game anyways, you might as well join the Patreon. And for $40, you're gonna get the game.
So again, I'll leave that link down below, right next to the like button, if you'd be so kind. It's pretty cool. You can go down there, check it out, see if the tiers interest you at all. But either way, this game is becoming a true vision. We're already working on it. We're already developing it. We already have our deadlines. It's already becoming a reality. Funding the Patreon down below at this point basically just helps us expand the vision. I'm not talking feature creep. We already have an idea of, hey, increasing budget allows us to do these sort of things. But either way, Tamer King of Dinosaurs is something that is happening, and you can fund the vision if you want to see it happen further. Here's the best part. It's not just Patreon. We have a Steam page that's now up as well. That's right. The Steam page is up, and it comes with a free demo you can already check out. Now, granted, it is a not safe for work demo, so I know that appeals to a good majority of people, but not everybody. That's fair, that's fair. But at least swing by, give us a wish list, help out that Steam algorithm. It's sometimes more brutal than YouTube's algorithm can be. I speak from experience. I'll also leave that link down below so you don't have to Google it, But here's the cool part. I edited the trailer, dude! That's right, you can already see my influence on the project. Whether it's on YouTube or it's on the Steam page, I exist. I have been cooking behind the scenes. Your boy's been cooking. So what does that mean for the channel here itself then? Does that mean I'm becoming a Tamer King of Dinosaurs channel? Yes. No, actually, no. A little bit of both. Actually, the best of both worlds, if you ask me. So, going forward, I'll continue making more content. In fact, your boy's back in the hot seat again. I'm looking forward to making more stuff. And with Tamer King of Dinosaurs, it's actually becoming a sponsorship for the channel. So, instead of, having another VPN, you actually get something interesting for a sponsorship. Whether it's a 30-second sponsorship where I get this cool 15-minute advertisement for the game, and the actual video itself is only 30 seconds. It's kind of a cool idea. I need to write that down. That's But the idea is we get some flexibility there, and it's sponsorship that I'm more of like, here's something I'm passionate about that I'm working on, now onto the topic itself. So it won't actually feel like a sponsorship. It feels like it's organic. It's something I'm working with. So, again, best of both worlds situation here. And to get more Pinty Boy content because he's returning back to the channel. I'm sorry I left you for a long time, but now you know why. Okay? I was thinking about you. I didn't forget about you guys. I just need some time. So that's it. That's the vision. That's Tamer King of Dinosaurs. That's what's going on with the channel. At this point, expect a brand new upload every week, if not every other week. I want to keep something a little bit more consistent. Yeah, well, we'll see about that. This video took way more than a f***ing week to make. Kind of want to get back into the analytical video, so if you don't want to miss that upload coming out next week, or the week after, depending on how time works out, want to keep something semi-consistent. Hit the notification bell just in case so you don't have to play with the recommendation feed. Future's looking bright, it's looking promising. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.